Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Making Enlisted a Better Place, number 22. That's crazy. It's been that long. I can't believe that. I remember when they made the first one. Making Enlisted a Better Place. Very cool. I'll be honest with you guys. A lot of these times, these things aren't really that good. A lot of the time, these are just kind of like, meh. Like they're making Enlisted a worse place, like the grenade launcher buffs, or it's just making Enlisted a like slightly different place. But this is actually a really good one. I really like this update. I like these changes, and I want to see more of these changes going forward. I hope they do a whole kind of balance patch regarding these changes. So anyway, general changes. So from now on, speed, the little foot, the green perks, those are going to be called mobility. So that's good. That's a lot more clear. So there you go. Anyway, new perks in the game. So 20% tank gun reload speed loader perk. I'm guessing this is going to be a mobility perk, so that's pretty cool. It's going to be useful for any, it's going to, it says, it's actually weapon handling. Oh, that's insane. Wait, so you can have the perk that lets you swap shells and have faster tank gun reload speed? That's rough. Oh my god. All right, that's going to be crazy. Reload speed and swapping shells. Okay, this should be a mobility perk. I didn't even realize this before I made this video, but this should be a mobility perk. Okay. Anyway, really good perk though. Like this is going to be especially good in Berlin, a little bit in Normandy. The Shermans have pretty good reload speed, so you don't need it too much. Like 20% off 5 seconds is not really going to be that relevant. Well, actually, I guess that's like a second off, isn't it? It goes from 5 to 4. Okay, that's actually pretty relevant now that I think about it. But regardless, this is going to be really useful for obviously stuff like the IS-2 is going to be like huge for this. Like you can't actually play that tank without this thing. But also any tank that has the longer reload speeds, especially the tanks in Berlin. And I guess, yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, the Shermans probably going to benefit from this overall. Really great perk. Definitely going to be something you're going to pick up. Minus 100% speed loss after gear shifting. This is going to be your driver perk. So that's going to be pretty cool. It's also only 3 mobility points. So that's pretty nice. This is just going to make you speed around a little bit faster. If you're using a faster tank, this is going to be really nice, right? If you're going to be driving around the Puma, the Stuart, stuff like that, tanks that have a little bit of speed behind them, this is going to be pretty useful. On the contrary here, from here, this is going to be great in Berlin. This is not going to matter at all in Berlin because Berlin, you don't really drive around a whole lot. So there you go. And then minus 60% damage from hard landing with an open parachute for pilots. I don't know. This doesn't really matter. I don't know why you'd even take this. This is not useful. So whatever. Like, I don't know. I guess if you really jump out of planes a lot of the time, but like you're taking a whole perk just to like not parachute as much. I don't know. Whatever. And then we've got some other new perks for non-vehicles. We have plus 100% soldier self-extinguishing speed. This is really good. This is only for 1 mobility point. I don't know about you guys. I find myself lit on fire all the time, and for just 1 mobility point, and mobility is easily the biggest flex that you have for your perk slots. So this is huge. That's going to be something you're gonna want to pick up on most soldiers. That's going to be an S tier perk in my opinion. And then for flame troopers, you can get plus 25% flamethrower fuel capacity. So that's going to be pretty cool. 9 weapon handling for flame troopers only. That's going to be nice to carry around a little bit more fuel. And then you can also, for your mortar soldiers, get 20% mortar ammunition for 7 weapon handling points. So that's pretty nice. Get a little bit more mortar ammunition. As much as I hate mortars, it's kind of nice to have that playstyle option. This is a really nice thing for flamethrowers. I'm glad to see this. This will especially help those flame troopers that are using the upgraded, the M2 flamethrowers, the 1944 flamethrower 41. I think it's 41. It's the flamethrower 41. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. And then there's some buffs to perks already existing in the game. So now minus 50% effective head shaking is going to also reduce the duration of concussions by 25%. So you get bonus. So you get halved head shaking from explosions, and it's also going to reduce the time by 25%. So that's pretty cool. And then now whenever you have your health regen out of combat, it's also going to speed up the health regen by 50%. So you're going to regen more and you're going to regen faster, which, I mean, this perk really isn't that good. I think this needs to be like 200% to make it really that worth it. But even then, that might be OP. So I don't know. I don't think this perk is good now, but it makes it a little bit better. Maybe if you have, if you have an extra slot or so, maybe that'll be kind of nice to pick up. 20% speed of vehicle repair is now 30% vehicle repair speed. Cool, sure. And 20% speed of extinguishing vehicles is now 30%. So there you go. And then if you are a player who likes being a very, very cringe and lame grenade main, and you constantly throw grenades, you are now going to have an indicator on your interface to tell you that you have an increased range of grenade throwing, because that's kind of a problem that a lot of people run into, is you have the perk and then you don't realize it and you end up throwing it over a mountain instead of where you want it to go. And then some abilities are now a little bit cheaper. 20% weapon aim speed is now 10 from 12. And this is actually a really huge buff. I actually don't like this buff because I don't think it's necessary. I think weapon aim speed was already a really good perk at 12, and reducing it down to 10 is kind of insane, because now on a lot of classes you can actually pick up weapon aim speed and medkit use speed together, which is crazy. Those are two of the best perks. Previously you weren't able to do that on very many soldiers, and now you can, which is a massive buff to this perk, and to a lot of soldiers that have bonus to their mobility. And mobility, again, is kind of the weakest of the perks, so maybe this isn't too bad, but very powerful there. And then for all you engineer players out there, if you want to waste your vitality points on engineer resources instead of vitality, which is what you should be getting, you can now pick up something else, because engineer resources available for building is now 9, or is now 8 from 9. So there you go. And I guess some of the abilities are a lot easier to understand their bonus, and they're going to be rewording a lot of those. So overall, a pretty good patch. Like I like this stuff. I like updating this and making it a lot better and making it clearer and doing a balance patch. I hope they do this more. I hope they do this more often. These making Enlisted a better places are nice, but they always kind of go over different things and they don't kind of go back. And I think that we need to go back. I think there's a lot of changes that have been made in Enlisted that exist only in some campaigns that don't exist in other campaigns. And I think that's kind of a big problem. For example, just to list some off really quickly, in Tunisia, in Conquest, you can spawn on your squad mates. So if I queue with my buddy, then I can spawn on him in Conquest, and that's not in other campaigns. And I think that would help make Conquest a lot more active of a campaign, or of a game mode, make it a lot more fun. It should not be in other game modes, but in Conquest, you don't need rally points as much. They're not built as often. So I think that it would work a lot better if you can spawn on your friends, party up with people. If you're not queued up with someone, then give you a random player who is also not queued up with someone, throw you in a squad with somebody, so then you can spawn on people still, even if you're not queued with people. For example, in Stalingrad, we have medics. Medics aren't in other campaigns. I'd like to see medics brought to other campaigns, or another thing is in Stalingrad, we have a lot of buffs to bolt actions. What happened to that? I want to see that buff brought to the other campaigns. I think that's a really good buff. I think that's something that should be brought to other campaigns, along with a lot of the other weapon changes in that campaign, like recoil. I'd like to see that. The other thing is that this perk update didn't touch the two biggest perks in the game that I think cause issues, which is recoil reduction and, more importantly, vitality. These perks are really ubiquitous in Enlisted right now. They take up everything. They really hamper builds, because everything is either taking vitality and taking recoil reduction and then taking speed perks, right? Like, you always take vitality, you always take recoil reduction. There is no answer there. There is no question about that. That is just what you do if you were trying to play the most efficiently that you possibly can. And as a result, it kind of hurts different kind of quote unquote builds that you can do for your soldiers. So I would like to see that change. I really would have liked to see some changes to those perks overall, and we didn't get those. But hopefully here in the future, we'll get to see those, and we'll get to see another pass on perks, and maybe we'll get to see veteran perks coming here soon. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys follow on twitch.tv/HeyQuadro. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on these new perks. What are some perks you guys would like to see from the game? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that. And remember, you can join our community Discord. All that stuff is in the description below. And without anything else, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.